Hi, you beautifuls, and welcome to therealshannonhunt.com. We are here today at the studio, and I'm going to take you through an intermediate mat Pilates. Be mindful and have some water available and maybe a towel. And throughout the practice, go ahead and be mindful that you can take a drink at any point in time. And just remember to breathe. So take a nice deep breath in, inhale all the way in, and exhale out. Inhale again, nice deep breath in, and exhale out. On the next inhale, we're gonna raise those arms up, reach for the sky, inhale, and exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale again, reaching up, and exhale, and inhale, reaching up, taking that right arm, reach it up and over, reach that left arm up and over your head, stretch. Inhale again, back to center, arms up, and on the exhale, right arm up and over your head. Nice deep stretch on that spine, and back to center. And go ahead and we're gonna get into a comfortable position with our mat. Legs lengthened. And we're gonna reach up again, nice deep breath in, inhale, and arch, bringing your body forward, fold forward. And it's okay to be mindful if your knees are slightly bent, that's okay too, if you have some tight hamstrings. Just go where you can go, even if it's just here, wherever you're at is totally fine. And inhale again, reaching those arms up, and exhale, fold forward. One more inhale, reaching up, and exhale, fold forward. Resting the head. We're gonna go ahead and start pedaling those feet, flexing and pointing one, opposite feet. Stretching out the calves, staying with your breath, and raising the body up, stack the spine. We're going to take those arms. Your knees can be bent here for modification, or you can lengthen them as well. We're just going to do one roll down. Take a nice deep breath in. Your spine is nice and stacked, so lift up nice and tall to the sky. Start to curl, chin to chest. Squeeze every single part of your body. Squeezing your calves, your thighs, your abs. Nice and slow. And draw the arms up and over the head. You're going to bend your knees and bring them into tabletop. So bring them up. You can reposition the body. Hands are flat. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Inhale all the way in. As you exhale, you're going to lift chin to chest, and you're going to reach and lengthen through the arms. And you're going to lower the head down. Inhale, bring your chin to chest, start to curl bone by bone. We lift up, you're digging nice and deep into that core, squeezing, thinking about the abdominals as you lift up, staying out of the neck, and lower down. This time the arms can go up and over the head. Inhale again, as you exhale, reaching the arms up, curl up, chin to chest. This time we're gonna lengthen those legs out, squeeze. Modification, you can keep those legs, knees bent. You can also just place them on the ground. So our legs are lengthened, you're squeezing those legs nice and tight. Bend the knees and roll down. Arms can go back. Inhale again, chin to chest, squeeze, lift up, lengthen through the legs. This time we're gonna open the legs to a straddle, close the legs, bend the knees, and roll down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, extend. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, release, down to the mat. Inhale again, curl up, chin to chest. Extend. This time, we're going to open arms and the legs. Close. Tabletop. And roll down. Inhale, exhale, curl up, chin to chest. Extension, squeeze, open, close, tabletop, and roll down, hands by your side this time. Take an inhale. We're going to take that same sequence with our breath. So we're doing coordination. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, extend. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, release. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, rest those legs down and just sway side to side, releasing the lower back. Hands can go at a T for balance. We're going to bring those legs back into tabletop. You're going to extend that right leg. So wherever your hands go, they can come to the back of the thigh. You can go all the way to the top of the foot, wherever you're at, and lengthen that other leg as well. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to curl up. Drop that other leg down. And we're going to switch the legs, stretching the legs. And we're double pumping those legs. Squeezing nice and tight on those legs. So everything is super, super tight. And 4, 3, breathe, 2, 1, and rest. Bend those knees. And lower down. Bring those legs down. You can sway side to side to release the lower back, or any version that you have of releasing your back. You can also bring your knees to your chest and rock. You can get organic with it. Tabletop again. Legs lengthen up. Take that one leg, curl up, chin to chest. Drop that same leg. So we still have that right leg. Left leg's extended. I'm squeezing those quads, the top of your leg, and we're double pumping. Inhale to exhale. And 4, 3, chin to chest, and rest. Bend those knees. And lower the head down, release the legs down. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Tabletop, legs extend, grab that left leg, drop the right, chin to chest. So it's a nice big stretch on that leg, feeling that hamstring, the back of the leg stretch. I'm squeezing this leg, activation, and press. Double pump, squeezing the legs. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bend the knees and lower the head down. Release the legs. Stretch the lower back out if it's needed. It's a great time for water if you need that as well at this moment. And tabletop. Extension up. And just be mindful, if your legs are bent, that's okay. It just means that you have some tight hamstrings. So just go where you can go today. They don't have to be limp and straight. Just wherever you're at. Chin to chest, curl up. Drop that right leg. And double pulse. Squeezing those legs. So everything is super activated. All the way from my toes, all the way up. I'm squeezing. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bend those knees and lower the head down. Release. We're going to go into some leg work. So you'll just roll over to your side. Your legs here can be straight, so they can be completely in line with your entire body. You can also bend your knees slightly and bring it forward, or you can straighten them and bring them forward. So just wherever you're at today. So just be mindful of your body. This is the more challenging pose here, would be straight, because we're working with our balance. If you start here and at any point in time that you feel like you need to go to a different position, you can just bend your knees. So most importantly, we're trying to keep that nice straight line. So wherever you're at, even if you're here, you're trying not to get into that lower back. So you're activating the belly, you're squeezing through the rib cage. Everything is nice and tight. And you can bring your hand here just to kind of see where you're at. This arm can be here. You can also drop it down, and you can drop it all the way down. This hand can come to here, so you have a little bit of leverage and you know where you are at in space with your mat and your body. So today I'm gonna start here, and if at any point in time that you need to switch that position, just be mindful of that, and you're welcome to do that. Most importantly, watch that lower back. So squeezing, my hand is here, placed nice and gentle. We're gonna lift up, flex the foot, and bring it down. Point, lift, flex, up. Point, lift, flex, and point, lift, flex. We're gonna switch it in just a moment. And switch, flex up, point down. Flex up. I'm activating the entire body right here. This leg is super, super tight. I'm keeping my leg in parallel, toes pointing. Oops, I got switched around on that one. Back to normal. If you get switched around, that's okay. There we go. And one more. And point, we're gonna hold it right there. You're gonna make tiny little circles here. So you're trying to stay right in your range of motion of your hip. And reverse, squeezing that leg. I'm trying to prevent swaying of the body. So nothing like this with the legs going crazy. Control of the body, squeeze nice and tight. You're gonna reverse, making just a little bit bigger of a circle. I'm still staying in my range with my hip, and reverse. Last 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Making bigger circles this time. My leg is burning. Ow. And reverse it. And 3, 2, 1, and rest for a second. You can bend those knees. Get out of that hip. And extend back. External rotation. So my toes are going to be pointing slightly up to the sky. And again, so I'm not trying to get way back here and lifting my leg. Like going wacky with your leg here. We're trying to stay nice and centered. My toes are slightly pointing up. And my range of motion, I'm only able to go about right there without opening up that hip. So go where your range of motion is. And it's usually not very far if you're staying in line with those hips. Last 4, 3, 2, squeeze, 1, and hold, and circles. Tiny circles. And reverse. I just did a little adjustment there because I noticed I was sinking down into my shoulders, so you are trying to stay nice and lifted there. Reverse, a little bit bigger circle. I don't know about you, but my leg is on fire. Yikes. And reverse. Squeezing those legs. And rest. Bend those knees. You can get out of that position with that hip. Whatever you need to do. And we have internal rotation. So I keep noticing that I'm sinking slightly into my shoulder here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down. So you guys be mindful of that. Listen to your body. If you need to go down to the mat, go down to the mat. If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Wherever you're at today is perfectly fine. Internal rotation. So the toes are gonna be pointed down. Belly's in tight. I'm holding myself here just to be mindful to hold my abdominals in nice and tight. Squeeze. Lifting up, using the entire foot. You're wrapping that little baby pinky toe around. And 3, 2, 1, and hold, making circles, tiny circles. So for me, I can feel I'm a little off balanced here. So I'm gonna bend that back knee, the bottom knee here, just to give myself a little bit more balance. So I'm just a little weaker on my internal rotation on this leg. Reverse that circle. Woo! And reverse, making it a little bit bigger. Squeezing through the abdominals. And reverse. Circles are getting slightly bigger and not going crazy out of your range of motion. Staying nice and even with that hip. And rest. Beautiful job on that side, guys. Rest that hip. And we're gonna flip over to our belly. Bring those hands, forearms right underneath you. We're gonna push back and just push back into a child's pose. And just release that lower back. And bring it forward, go back down to those forearms. Bend your knees, belly's in tight. Making sure that you're nice and even so that elbow and the shoulders are in line with each other. You're not way out here. So in line with your body. You're gonna flip those toes under. Lift up into a plank position. You're on your forearms. Bend your knees and release the body. Look up, gaze up. And bring the body back to neutral. You're squeezing through the abdominals. Super, super tight here. Pushing up through those shoulder blades. Lift up again. So I'm not sinking down into my body. I'm pushing all the way up into my body. So it's almost like, I always feel like you have like angel wings back here. I always say you don't want to see any angel wings. You want to push them all the way up to the sky. I'd rather see a nice curve here than dropping into your belly, and that would be in your lower back. So push and squeeze, you're tucking your pelvis under, and bend the knees, and you can flatten that foot and arch up. And one more, curl, tuck and curl, squeeze, push up, align the neck. We're not dropping the neck, we're not looking up, we're nice and aligned. And bend the knees. And this time we're gonna bring those hands here, head down, and we're gonna push up. So wherever you wanna go with this, it could be here. You could lift up all the way if that's where you are today. And lower down. Inhale again, lift up as you exhale. And if you'd like to go further, just give that elbows and that back a nice stretch. And lower down. One more inhale. As you exhale, we lift. We're lengthening through the spine. Our neck is nice and lengthened. And if you'd like to go up further, reaching up, you can even go back to look up, shoulders back. And lower the head down. You're gonna place those hands down, bend those knees, flip those toes under, push back for child's pose. And taking a nice deep breath in. Exhaling out. This is the perfect time for water if you need it. And then we're just gonna bring it forward, bring it to all fours. And just kind of get organic with it, roll the spine. Whatever feels good to you today. You can push back, roll to side, cat-cow, whatever you're feeling at this moment that your body needs. You might even want to flip to a downward facing dog, wherever you're at. Get organic with it. And if you're getting water or towel, you can meet us back to here. We're gonna flip those toes under and we're gonna bring our body forward. So you can jump, walk, float, crawl, however you'd like to get there. You're coming to a seat to the opposite side of your mat. Lengthen those legs. Arms are lengthened, you're sitting up nice and tall, flex those feet, you're squeezing the legs, chin to chest, start that roll down. Remember, you can always bend the knees if you'd like. You're squeezing the legs. And you're lengthening the arms back. Rest for a moment. Bend the knees, the hands come to your side. And we're going to take our legs into tabletop. We're going to put our hands and place them right behind our head. So we're not going to be tugging on our neck. We're going to make sure that we're using our abdominals. I always tell people to really focus on squeezing through the abdominals. Like really bring your mind to the abdominal region and think about them, because the more that you think about the body part that you're working, the more that you're going to work that body part. Versus staying in the neck for what we're doing here. So chin to chest, curl up. You're going to reach over to one side. Bring that one elbow down to the mat. Bring it back to center and lower the head down. And curl up, chin to chest, over to the side, center, and lower. Curl up, over to the side. This time stay there, extend that opposite leg out. Bring it back, bring it to center. Lower the head. Inhale, exhale, lift. Over, opposite side, center, and lower. Inhale, exhale, last two, and lift. And lower. Last one like this. And lower. Hands by your side. Inhale, exhale, lift. Get a good curl on this lift. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, curl up, lift. Extend your legs. You're going to lower the legs down and lift back up. You're making sure that that lower part of your body, the lumbar, is not lifting up. Lower and lift. Modification. You guys keep going. You can always place those hands right behind your lumbar, and you can lower the head as well, and lower and lift. So keep it moving. Last 8. We're going to speed it up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees and lower the head down. Lower the feet down. Rest. You can sway side to side. Release the lower back. And you're going to roll over to the opposite leg that we did for our leg series. We're going to lengthen our body, make sure that you're aligning the spine, you're aligning the legs, your arms are beautifully aligned with the shoulder. Hand comes here. You're going to squeeze through the abdominals. We're going to lift and flex, point, lift, flex, down. Point, lift, flex, down. Point, lift, flex, down. Last 2. Last 1. Squeezing that leg. Lift halfway and circles. Ooh, I think on this side I am going to go down even further with my arm. So we reverse it. My left side of my body is a lot weaker than my right, and so you're going to have that happen. One side of your body, reverse, bigger circles, will be stronger than the other side, and that's okay. Just depending on where you're at, so be mindful of that and go where you can go. Reverse, circles are getting bigger. You're squeezing those legs. My booty is tight. You're trying to prevent the swaying in the upper body, so you're squeezing super hard. And rest. You can bend the knee, rub that out, that glute. Mine was hurting. and external rotation. Hand is here, lift and lower, squeeze, lift and lower. So we're gonna add in some pelvic floor squeezing. So nice big Kegel, ladies, and men, you guys can do it as well. So we're gonna bring it down, squeeze through the pelvic floor, lift, press down and squeeze, press down and squeeze, press down and squeeze. Last two, and down, squeeze. One, squeeze, pelvic floor, halfway lift, and circles. So I'm swaying slightly here, so I'm gonna go ahead and bend that bottom knee just to give myself some more support. And reverse. You're in an external rotation, so those toes are pointing up. You're staying with your breath, making sure that you're in line with that hip, and reverse. So what I mean by that is that we're not bringing this leg way out here and there's no activation. So make sure you're squeezing everything really super tight. And I've lost the count, so now we're gonna reverse. We might do an extra one. That's okay, we'll have a nice tight tush over here. And down to rest. Bring it in, you can rest it out. And we're going to internal rotation. Toes are pointing in, body's aligned, hand is here, and we're lifting and lowering. Internal rotation. So your knee and your toes are pointing in the same direction. You're squeezing that leg. Everything is super tight. Last 4, 3, squeeze 2, abs are in, and 1, halfway lift, circles. Super tight, abdominals in, squeeze, rib cage closed. We're not letting our belly hang out, we're squeezing super tight, reverse. And reverse again. Bigger circles this time. Woo, my leg is on fire. Yikes. And reverse. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Yowzers. That was burning. Beautiful job. And we're gonna roll to our belly. This time we're going into a full plank. So bend those knees, push back into the child's pose. You can release the lower back. Moving, get organic with your movement. And we're gonna come to all fours. Make sure that those hands are placed underneath the shoulders so we're not way out here and we're not way in here. So align yourself. You're gonna roll those toes under, flip, and we're coming into plank. So I can already tell that I'm a little off alignment slightly, so I'm just gonna move my hands out a little bit. You're in that full plank position. You're gonna draw your belly in. You're gonna push up through your shoulder blades. So nothing drop, no angel wings falling here, right? Push up all the way, squeeze. Nice round spine slightly. You're gonna push your body forward slightly and you're gonna push right back. You're gonna push forward slightly and push back. Pushing forward slightly and push back. Last 2, forward slightly. Woo, look at that arm shaking. Yikes. Are you guys shaking? I am. We're gonna push up again, you're gonna push back for a downward facing dog stretch. And feel free to peel those feet out. You can get organic with it, you can go side to side, whatever feels good to you at this moment. And bring the body back to that plank. Modification is always on your knees. You can go for that modification. If you're on a floor like this, you can always double that mat over as well. if you have some knee issues going on. So push the body into plank, and maybe try the plank out. Challenge yourself, even if it's just a moment and you put your knees back down. So give it a go and challenge yourself. Push up through your body, squeeze nice and tight. And going forward and pushing back. And forward and press back. Pressing forward, aligning the spine, pressing back. Oh, I was dropping a little bit, so make sure you're pushing that, squeeze, check yourself, and press back. And forward, and press back, and push back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a little stretch. And we're gonna bend our knees, bring it down to the mat. You're gonna stretch out those wrists. So you're gonna bring it to the top of your wrist. And everyone's looks different. Mine's gonna look like a little alien here because I'm double jointed and all that mess, but go where you can go. So even if you're just here or wherever you're at, it's totally fine. So stretch your wrist out. And flatten that hand. You're gonna turn your palms as far as you can go. And we're gonna stretch and push back into our hips, stretch the wrists. And bring it back to center. And just roll those wrists out. And reverse. And bring your body back to all fours. You're gonna extend one arm out and one leg out. You're trying to find that balance point. Your hip is even, so we're not opening up the hip. We're evening out both hips or trying to get them equal to each other. Drawing the belly in. And we're gonna switch. Opposite arm to opposite leg. Press out. Try to get your hips even. Lengthening through. Imagine someone's pulling your fingertips with a string across to the other side of the room. So everything is super tight. And release. And we're going to push back for downward facing dog. Pedal those feet out. We're going to widen our feet slightly, about the width of the mat. You're going to take your right arm and you're going to thread it through to the left leg. So wherever you're at, you can come here on the ground. If you can reach that leg, reach the leg. And you're going into a spinal twist. So it's a single leg, or single arm downward dog with a twist. And back to center. Opposite hand. So the opposite side that you did. And spinal twist. Single arm downward dog. And back to center. You're gonna look to the top of the mat, jump, walk, float, crawl, somehow get to the top. And sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bend our knees slightly. Arms are lengthened. Chin to chest. You're going to curl back right into that lumbar area and we're going to stop. Lengthen one leg. Lengthen the other leg. Bend your knees. You're going to take the back of your legs and you're just going to go into a rocking position. So just rocking back and forth. Getting that momentum, chin to chest. You're curling up in a round ball. One more, just warming the spine up. And we come to a rest, lower the legs down. This time you're gonna do that on a count of 3, and we're going into a teaser position. Tabletop, back of the legs, chin to chest. Curl up, really get your body off that mat. Staying with your breath. Use that momentum to rock. You're trying to find your sits bone each time you come up. We got one more. Find your sits bone. Find your balance point. So I'm trying to get right in the middle of that. You can lengthen the arms here. The back is nice and straight. Modification, you can put your feet on the ground or maybe hover the ground. Hands to the back of the legs. And we're rocking, curl through. Staying with the breath. One more. And this is the third one. Lift up. Whoop. Find that balance point. Hands lengthen. This time try to lengthen those legs. You're squeezing through the legs. Bring those legs in, a nice round ball around your spine, and rock for 3, 2, 1. Lift up, find your balance point. And so even if we're not here today of lengthening the legs, maybe it's one leg, or maybe it's one on the ground and one lengthened here. So just go where you can go today. Bend the knees. We're gonna lower down into a canoe position. So we're here. We're gonna lift straight back up. So use that momentum, grab the back of your thighs. And lower back down, canoe. And lift. And lift. Last one. Holding it here, lengthen those legs, lengthen those arms. Lower the legs down. And fold forward. Flex your feet. And fold again. And lift all the way up, stack your spine. You're gonna take one leg up and over for a spinal twist, an open twist. So this nice open space here, you're gonna anchor your spine. So my hand goes back to anchor. You're gonna use elbow to the thigh and open up and twist. Take it with your breath and exhale. Back to center. Close twist, same thing. I'm gonna anchor the spine on an inhale. I'm gonna lift my spine up. As I exhale, I anchor my elbow to my thigh and spinal twist. And back to center. Release that leg. Spine's nice and straight. Lift up the opposite leg that you did. The open twist is the open space. So that's an easier twist to do for the first coming out of it. Just anchor the spine and spinal twist. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure through that leg, through the hip, and I'm pushing forward my body and to go into a twist. Staying with your breath. The inhales to exhales. Coming back to center. Close twist. Anchor the spine again. Elbow to knee. On an inhale, as you exhale, spinal twist. Staying with the breath. Or twisting and rinsing. It's very therapeutic and detoxing for the body. And back to center. Release those legs. Bring those legs all the way in. And we're going to fold forward. Release the spine. So opposite of what you just did. And lifting up on an exhale. And lower down. And lifting up. And lowering down. And we're going to lift up all the way. Take our hands to the thighs and press down through our forearms, through our thighs, and look up. Stretch. And center. Release those legs. You can rinse them out, wiggle them around, wherever you'd like to go with that. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me for our mat Pilates. And just stay tuned. We'll have some fun stuff with some weights and balls, do a home workout with home goods. All that good stuff. Thank you guys. Love you.